Good morning, good morning. How do I look today? Like I just woke up. All right, if you see me tagging you, it's because you are my friend on Facebook and we haven't seen each other for a while. And I made a decision to reconnect with people, to be of service if you need me for anything, including just conversation, just a smile, or just a little inspiration to wake up and be alive today, then you might have gotten into my tag. I decided not to really look exactly who I'm tagging because for me it is important to be as cosmic as it possible because this is who I am. So I'm waking up the world. This is my intention, but the world begins with me. We are all channels of energy and information. So I choose to be an active channel of energy and information. What kind of information? We live in informational flow. There's gazillions of streams of energy, including all kinds of online services that translate every day, all the time, sometimes not so useful information, sometimes useful information. So I'm channeling information that's useful for me. And as I talk to you, information comes freely. And I'm sharing. If you want to hear that, you can listen and hear or not. It's up to you. You're absolutely free in your choices. I'm in Florida. I'm walking in my neighborhood. The sun is rising. It's an amazing picture to see the sun every morning. I used to be sleeping at this time. Good morning, neighbors. But now I don't. And the reason for it is I made that decision. It's not easy for me to wake up. And why am I moving? Because energy is asleep until we wake it up. We put an alarm, our eyes open up, but not necessarily our energy. Our energy is asleep because in the body we have special hormones that make us sleep well at night. So to wake up, we need to have a little bit of a sunshine. Coffee is also good, but it doesn't really wake up the energy in the proper way. Even though some people love it, no problem with coffee. The problem is we need to sustain our energy. Sustainable energy comes from the nature. So every morning I make that decision. I do go out. Every time it's like, should I sleep a little longer? Should I sleep another 10 minutes? And I can, but by 6:30, if I'm not out of the bed, the adrenaline of the ancient body kicks in to wake me up anyway. So if I'm not out, I don't notice it because you can only feel the energy when you start moving. If you're laying down, no matter how much body is trying, it's impossible. So when you wake up, you do need to get out of the bed. So I do a little exercise. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about energy, what energy is about. Some people think it's very esoteric idea. Energy, vibration, meditation, consultation. There is nothing esoteric in my consultation or in my vibration. My vibration is the, good morning, my vibration is the product of my action, and the action comes from the information. So what kind of information? I notice the time flies really fast. The older I get, the faster it goes. Not necessarily because I'm old. I'm full of energy, and I'm full of projects, and I am completing a lot of projects, and I'm producing a lot of stuff. But with the age, you become wiser, and you want more out of your head, out of your body. You want to share some things. And when you do, you don't have enough time for all of it sometimes, because you also have a family, you also have friends, you also have your own studies, because energy comes through information in form. We get other people ideas and intentions, and I also help a lot of other people to produce what they want to produce. So the energy is an electricity that connects us all. We share that electricity, and depending on the voltage of that electricity, our organs work optimally or not optimally. So I choose for my organs to be plugged into fresh, strong, high-level electricity every morning. by connecting to nature and connecting to you. And as we plug together into the universal energy, the flow that is always available, there is nothing esoteric about it. It's just a shot of the sunshine and the shot of the fresh air that makes our body move and go. And the body is like a scaphandre, the cosmic device to travel to Earth, because Earth is not necessarily the most optimized living. We try to make it comfortable. We live in houses or apartments. We buy clothes and we eat food. But very often the body betrays us because we betray it. The body only needs to move. The Kundalini energy that sleeps, the dragon that we need to tame so we can fly, is the only thing we need. And if we have that, the rest of it is attainable, easily attainable. If we don't have our energy, nothing's happening, nothing's working, we're not realized. And then the energy needs to go somewhere. And the low voltage energy goes spilling out in dissatisfaction, disappointment, complaint, shame, blame, depression, anxiety. So maybe some of you have been paying attention to the metaphorical cards I present to the world. Lately, a couple times went online, but today we are not doing it. We only do it on Monday and Tuesday. So Monday and Tuesday at 2:30 Eastern time, we will do individual consultation, strategic consultation about personal growth and business development. We can discover what's bothering you, where you get stuck, and how to unstuck. So if you're interested, be online every Monday and Tuesday 2:30, and it's going to be short, about 30 minutes, but you get a lot in 2-3 minutes of laser coaching with me. I'm pretty experienced in that, and I get a great result and joy with that. And people who work with me also have amazing results. Okay, so I want to share some ideas about what kind of energy we all have. Everyone has their own energy. Not everybody is the same. The major illusion we experience that everybody should be like we because we know better. And when we get wiser and we realize we don't know exactly how things should be, even for ourselves, then we go, and I don't understand these people. So we either know everything or we know nothing. But the truth of the matter is, we can understand each other through understanding ourselves. So understanding who you are, what your energy is, how it affects other people, what is the voltage, is easily done through emotional scale. I'm sure everybody can go Google it if you don't know. Emotional scale, Stephen Hawkins, Ron Hubbard, Omega Institute, they all have their own version of it. All of those versions are great. You just look at the line, vertical line, with the horizontal measurements of the energy in hertz. And those are scientific studies that prove that at different emotional levels we have different energies. So when you look at that vertical line, think about this being your spine. The spine is the case in which the nervous system resides. That's its home. But the nervous system extends into the organs. So if the spine is the encasing of the nervous system, and the nervous system is your dragon through which the electricity comes up and goes to every organ, expanding through your body, then the low voltage delivers low electricity. But sometimes the electricity doesn't go through. Just like if the wire is broken somewhere in your house, you will not be able to switch on the lights. Same thing is happening here. So, for example, if your neck is forward, or your spine is compromised, or you have a pain somewhere, that means your body is telling you electricity is not there, I'm suffering. So the electricity sometimes does not go through because of the physical damages, which also could be repaired, because body is extremely smart, extremely wise, and has a lot of resources. But very often it also doesn't go through because of the thoughts creating states that are squeezing, contracting the nervous system. So not only we physically contract our spine by inefficient movement, inefficient movement, we also move the energy inefficiently. So how to make it more efficiently? Well, the best thing is to find the state of peace. Many people think unattainable, especially when this husband and with these children and with this boss and with this war in my country and with this politics in election and this and this and the other thing. Actually, if that is the way you're swinging all the time, that yes, peace is unattainable. But peace is about 600 volts. Love is 500. Anxiety, worry, fear, complaint, blame, shame, those are like 20 and 30. Fear is about 30 to 50. Anger is about 70. So when you go, I'm so worried, what happens to you? Where are you? What are you doing? Don't go there, don't do this. Those are electricities of 20 to 70, right? And then we say, but I love you. And therefore, you should do the way I tell you to do. And commanding somebody else to do something is absolutely useless. Trust me. I've been there, I've done that. I'm sure you also have been there and you also done that. But it's also karma. What is karma? Not esoteric term, not at all. Karma is actions. It's what we do. It's how we create our life with our own hands, because we are co-creators. We're all co-creators. So, if you absolutely know what to do for another person, and then you command that person, and you pressure that person, and it could be a spouse or a child, or somebody at work, or somebody in a store, or somebody in a taxi, anywhere. If you know exactly what should be done for this person, not for yourself, or if you know exactly what should be done and you want somebody else to do it for you, and you command that person, or even if you ask that person 25 times, nicely, politely, or you insist that things should be done this way, and the person actually agrees, you create actions which create a particular storyline in their life and in yours. So every soul, every person has their own pathway in life, has its own mission in life. And that mission is to release the illusion that they know everything, that we know everything, and find something new. And that's what expanding over your mind, that's what information is about, that's what experience and expertise comes from. When we live our life, we do our mistakes, and then we learn from mistakes. Of course, not everybody learns from mistakes. We love to repeat the same thing, and then maybe, hopefully, a different result will happen. Not really. You probably know about that as well. But nevertheless, we do not analyze the actions. So when we are born, we have a particular energy package. And that particular energy package helps you interact with the world, with the information that comes into your form, and create the form, create the shape of your life, of your body, of your relationships in your own way. So usually people that come to my consultations, and it's digital coaching that allows to understand what kind of metrics, what kind of energetic voltage we experience as an input and output. So voltage, of course, is measured in numbers. Like I said, love is 500. Fear is 30. So when I measure that person's voltage, just through a conversation, yesterday I was so worried about my son who went there and did this, I can tell immediately that will be happening in the body, in the mind, in the field of health, relationships, finances, and self-realization. Why? Imagine you got a new toy for your child. You plug it in, and it's not performing because there is no electricity in outlet, or the battery is dead. That's pretty much how we are. We become bio-robots with very low battery, and we go not very pleasant to observe, sorry, yet it is what it is. We repetitively say the same words, we automatically do the same actions, and then we accept a different result, because once in a while we do have a little higher voltage, and we go, why my life is like this, or why my body is like this, or why my finances are like this, and we always find somebody else to blame. So we take responsibility from our low voltage and put it on somebody else. He did it, she did it, they did it to me. Well, nobody can do anything to you. You cannot do anything to anybody else. We coexist in the same space of flow of energy and information, and we choose to interact. And how we choose to interact and who we choose to interact with is not one person situation. Even if it comes from the higher level where you think that you're part of the crowd and you have no choice, there is always a choice. Some people choose to disappear from the crowd in many different creative ways, including, I cannot live on this earth anymore, or I cannot be here, I'm better in a hospital, or I cannot be here, I'm gonna lock the door and be at home, or I cannot work, therefore my finances will go low, or in relationship, I'm not gonna talk to you. There are many different ways to disappear. I'm a master of it, and I've learned to notice how do I break relationships, because also you break relationships and agreements based on the voltage, based on the energy that you experience. Because God does not give us money, really, finances. God doesn't give us health either. God gives us chances and opportunities. And when I say God, I'm not meaning one particular image. We all are created in the image of God, and we also create images that work for us to understand what the universal flow of energy and information, the electricity in which we exist, means for every one of us. So, when we choose our voltage, sometimes it doesn't seem like a choice, because the feeling is so low, you cannot really produce it on your own. But thought, the thinking, the ideas that we have are both the result of our voltage and the cause of our voltage. It's what comes first, egg or the chicken. For me, it's one circle of life, and you are totally welcome to choose where to begin. That's, by the way, that is an idea that you probably heard from affirmation. Affirm yourself, right? Read those affirmations every morning. Because if you have a continuous cycle of thinking in your head, you might not be able to break it until you get another thought. And another thought sometimes does not come from the depths of your soul, because the soul is feeling low, somewhere really low. And you need to rise it up, right? The energy needs to be risen. And soul is also electricity. It's a spark. It's a spark within you that allows you to live, to laugh, to move around, to accomplish things, to share with others, to produce, to sustain life and make decisions that are toward life, not against it. I'm talking about your own life. Other people should take care of themselves, absolutely. You can only be an inspiration. You can also be a resource. You cannot live anybody's life. So you can choose a number of thoughts, put it on the eastern wall when you wake up, and the sun comes up, and your eyes open up, and you read those thoughts, and then you can choose one thought to contemplate and go on a walk. As you walk, your energy is rising. And as I explained before, when you walk with an intention. My intention today is to find how I can create aware useful, practical, sustainable actions to create opportunities for me and also create opportunities for other people for communication and inspired action. That intention is pulling me up and forward. Up because I want my spine to be straight and provide the electricity for the whole body. And forward because I'm moving forward. Of course, I'm not going to move like this. That's not going to be very easy. When I'm straight and up and forward with my thinking, with my intention, my body gets into one line. It tightens up. The stomach comes in without me pulling it in because I continue breathing. And my weight moves to the ball of the foot. So now my walk is as if I'm jumping forward, which creates not only the intention of speed progression, fast progression, but also through the receptors in the body, gives the body a signal, an understanding on a physical level that I am already moving forward, that I am already accomplishing what I need, and the body starts aligning with the idea. Because body is like a dog, you have to train it every morning, and you cannot teach the old dog the new tricks, but you can teach the body new tricks every single moment, especially if those tricks are useful for the higher electricity. So we have 3 kingdoms within our body. The low kingdom is producing the energy to survive. How we can be safe, secure, how we can experience pleasure of connection through body. Some people call it sex, some people call it love making, baby making, project making, sacred energy, and money making. How I can satisfy and feel my stomach. So those 3 are pretty low basic needs, and if those are not fulfilled, the dragon does not rise to the creative ideas. The dragon is trying to devour whatever is possible to satisfy itself. The Kundalini energy I'm talking about. So if those 3 needs are still not satisfied in your life, you can measure your electricity at the level of surviving, not surviving, to be or not to be. That is the question. And what am I doing with my life is not even a question. The question is, where do I get money to feed my family? Some people with big money, and I'm coaching a lot of millionaires, they're still in that space, can you believe it or not? They have a strong survival mechanism. They have strong reproductive mechanism. They can reproduce things in life and produce. At the same time, their energy is never up. So the level of thinking is, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. My children will go hungry. I will go hungry. I will not be able to produce. What if, what if, what if, what if? So even though they produce it from the level of stress that burns their body and kills their organs. And I'm a psychosomatic practitioner, bioresonance practitioner. I'm an educator. I'm a neurobiologist, and psychology of neurobiology is my specialty. And of course, I'm also a digital coach. So I can measure and I can see what will happen in 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 years. And it usually does happen if a person is not taking care of rising their energy to the next level at least. The next level is the kingdom of love. I love myself enough to take care of myself in a way that I can carry the high voltage of electricity. Creative opportunities will be abundant, and I could choose which ones, because there's so much to choose from. And then I love people around me enough to let them be, to let them learn from their own life, to gain their own experience, produce their own wealth. I do not look at them from the high to low. They're not capable, and then therefore I need to bless them with feeding them and resolving all their issues. I look at people from the heart level. They are just as strong as I am, just as loving as I am, and I love them enough to allow them to meet their challenges, because there is no challenge you get that you cannot resolve. Every challenge is the love of the universe pulling you forward, pushing you forward, giving you a kick in you know where, so you can be stronger, smarter, wiser, kinder, or whatever else you need to be. And then I love what I do, and I do what I love. I am realized at the level that I can put my high voltage, my love, into the work I do. Not everybody lives at that level, of course. I have to work because I need the money. It's not that level, it's the lower level. And I only love myself when I am fully dressed with my eyes, what you call it, with making myself pretty with all kinds of cosmetics. And if the light hits me right, do I look very pretty or not? It's not my concern, but for many people it is. And when I go out to do other things, like dancing tango, for example, I make sure I look up to occasion. Every occasion needs its own look. So when I'm walking and sweating, I don't use cosmetics on my face, because I want my face to breathe just like the rest of my body. So, just an example from my personal life. All right. And then there is a third level. The Kundalini rising to the third level is where you become an author. What is the authorship? By the way, I have books for children and adults on the Amazon. You can always find me there. One is about relationship, the ultimate love affair. How to find yourself first, then find your match in the world. Some people are looking for a match, forgetting who they are. And then low electricity attracts low electricity, and then it's unsustainable relationship, because there is no voltage. I want passion, but I don't have voltage for it. All right. And the other one is about children, the art and science of rising geniuses. The name is something different. I don't remember right this moment exact name, because I've written it some time ago. But this book is about the art and science of parenting. So it's about how to raise your inner child first. So you're no longer a child to your child. You know, some of my clients say, I was also always an adult to my mother. I was always a decision maker for my father. I was always a peacemaker in my family. No good. So you find your own child that didn't grow up for whatever reason, or grew up without having a childhood at all. You give it to yourself. You restore your childhood, your playfulness, your happiness, your easiness, your communication from the position of the child. I want this. You know how children are extremely demanding, and I get it. Good morning. And then from this point on, you can raise your child in a way that you do not put any insufficiencies you experienced in your life into your child's life. How it looks like is very easy. My mom always wanted me to play piano. I hated it with the passion, not because I hated music or piano. I probably would love it, but she absolutely loved it, and she didn't give it to herself, so she gave it to me. And from this position of her giving it to me, from the such a strong desire to give it to herself, she always wanted me to perform, to do better. And that was a huge pressure. And I don't like pressure. I don't like anything or anybody pressuring me. Surprise! Do you love when somebody pressures you? And so I hated it with the passion. And no matter what she did, I managed to escape the school. I was pretty talented. I'm that kind of person, I can do anything if I put my mind to it. And you are too, you know. So I didn't want to put my mind into it because it was too much pressure. And I managed with the great talent in succeeding to fail. I had F on my exam in front of the whole audience. I don't really care that much what other people think about me. Even when I was a child, I couldn't care less. And oriented to my goal to quit. I did it in 2 attempts. I did F once, then they made me do, because I was like, I don't know, 12 or 14 probably. Then they made me learn anyway. I couldn't escape, and I got A. And then a month later, I had another F, and that was the end of it. They said, well, something changed in her. We can no longer control her desires, and therefore it's useless. And then my parents agreed with that. I showed them low voltage. So if you don't want to do something, secret number 1, if you don't want to do something, don't do it. Give a very low voltage to it. And then people will leave you be, or you will leave yourself be, because you would understand that even the low voltage could be used somewhere else, not where you have a resistance, a disagreement, to give any voltage to it. So do not give any voltage to anything that feels like a disagreement. First, realize why you have a disagreement. Is it something you're scared of, you're worried about, you're angry about, or simply it's not yours to do? We cannot do everything, especially everything for everybody. But in general, God gives you a particular package. We'll talk about it later. So, authorship. You become an author when you're able to say what you think in your own words. As simple as that. Then you can write if you want to or not. But you become an author of your thought, of your words, of your communication, and of your decision. That's called authority. Authority and author are the words that pretty much deliver the same idea. But we listen to somebody else's rules and commands and are being controlled by some other authors. Some of them are amazing, some of them not so much. But we listen and we read, and then we act on it. And sometimes the voltage is not your voltage. So it would be great to have that question. What kind of voltage am I receiving? Do I feel elated, inspired? I feel like I want to start moving toward this direction? Or that voltage makes me tired, sad, upset? I don't go to theaters that often. I used to organize trips to theaters. Every week I would take a group of friends. I would buy tickets in advance. Very often these days, theaters portray such a low vibrational quality, such a sadness of life, such a terribleness of life, that I see it in sessions with clients every day. I don't need to also pay money for that. I'd rather be of service while I'm observing that and helping people to feel a little more inspired. So you decide. The next part of this kingdom is awareness, is ability to use your senses to orient yourself. I hear because I'm listening. I speak because I understand. I see because I pay attention with my eyes open. I check, am I awake or am I doing things automatically because I'm not really awake? And tactile experience is not only with your hands and your body. Everything touches your eyes and ears to produce an understanding, a knowing, right? The light touches your eyes, and bouncing off the objects, it gives you an image. The sound bounces in your inner ear. So we are always experiencing tactile experience here as well. And there are many different senses. The sense of the universe, we call intuition. The sense of each other, the feedback that we are receiving energetically, because we are like animals, we're like cats. That's why, by the way, I've produced those metaphorical cards, because for somebody to realize their fear, they usually talk about their family and their world and their money and their health. But when I use metaphorical cards with the animals on it, every animal is what we go through in our evolution as a physical body. And evolution of the soul comes from the universal flow of stuff and things and energy and information. But the physical body, of course, belongs to Earth. We are the same element. as the any element on Earth, and we are the same animal than any animal on Earth. And therefore, we can work with crystals, we can work with animals, we can work with birds to understand ourselves better. We all have reptilian brain. This is our fears and overreactions. We have mammalian brain. This is all about whom we want to hug, who is the prey, who is the victim, who is in the herd, who is in leadership, and all of that. Who is in charge of the pack. Those are mammalian ideas. And then we have human neocortex, small little part of our brain that is absolutely not in control of all that reptilian and mammalian brain is doing. So the more we are awake, the more we're in control of the thoughts we're choosing, of the voltage we're choosing, the more we can rise up to the neocortex, up to the neural connections that make us people. And lots of times I hear, I want love and connection. Connection needs to happen before love can happen. And that connection is from the bottom up. And also from the up down is the flow of energy and information. So when you get stuck here with the thoughts, I cannot do it, I will not do it because it's so scary, or because it's not for me, because I'm not enough, or I'm not smart, or I'm not young, or I'm not old, or I'm not wise, or whatever other I am not, comes here, creates a bottleneck. Authorship is not happening. Authoritative thought, command to yourself is not coming down. The energy gets stuck. And we have headache, migraines, throat issues, respiratory issues. You can do all kinds of vaccination in the world. If you're stuck here, respiratory will happen every time. You will cough, you will sneeze, because the body wants to get rid of the stuff that is not useful, the low voltage stuff, like mucus, for example, bacteria. All right. And then we have a sphere, the solar star. This is very etheric, actually, but it's also measured in energy and information. So as you're born with the package. That package of energy and information is different for everybody. And there are things that you can know about yourself and things that are mystical. The mystical is because you don't know what it is, not because it doesn't exist. For example, if you show the lighter, like cigarette lighter, to somebody in a deep forest living in a stone age, they'll be surprised. They would not know what it is, and they will think that you are a magician, or maybe you're a god producing the fire. I hope there's no more people like this, but who knows. Maybe they live in their own natural way and they do not use the cigarette lighter. But for you, it's an everyday thing. Or you come into your house and you switch on the light and you switch on the water and everything is happening simultaneously, and you take a shower after your walk. But imagine people who don't have that. For them, it's magical and unattainable. And it's something they dream about. You dream about other things because basic things are already accomplished in your life. So, go figure. Some people's dream is your accomplishment, and some people's accomplishments is your dream. Because we have different packages. So the solar star is born with you. It's a star. It's you, actually. And when you're falling into the physical body, densifying through the human genetics and being born into the world full of material stuff, the energetic part of you, some people call it angel. I don't really know exactly what it is. What I do know, it exists because I commune with that. And that is where you get your inspiration. That is where you get your sparks. Good morning. This is where you find new ideas. And some people say it comes from somewhere. That's where it comes from. That sphere could be very expanded. As you are communing with it, you exchange the energy and information of your life experience. And you have an upgraded version, of course. And you can upgrade your energy in a day. How it's done? There's two ways. Crisis and knowledge. Crisis and knowledge. You get bigger, more expanded, more powerful, more realized when you have a crisis. You have to do something to get yourself out. Yeah? So it pushes you to do something or ask for help. And if you don't want to be in deep crisis, you learn how to avoid deep crisis by managing things in your life ahead of time. So when the crisis comes, because it does come, life is cyclical, in that moment you just manage the crisis. I'm a crisis manager for many people just because this is my talent. So lots of time I get a person on the verge of destruction, family destruction, health destruction, business destruction, or professional realization destruction. But destruction always breeds not only sadness of goodbye with something you already created, it is also a new breath of something that is available, that is possible for you. So in that sphere, everybody has a number, a specific number, which I can reveal when we talk personally, because it's impossible to give it to the group. And then everybody has the known, very clear energetic number that is encoded in your birth date. In your birth date, not only you have a number that gives you a clear understanding of what your passions, what you care about, how you relate to people, how you relate to your health, to your business, but it also has a professional orientation, believe it or not. And that professional orientation allows not only you, but also your children not to struggle with what am I going to do? Where am I going to go to college? What am I going to do with the after school activities, right? We put children in every possible activity because we want them to be organized, to be able to choose. But the truth of the matter is sometimes too much knowledge makes it absolutely impossible to choose, because children have a lot of energy. They want all of it. And then they get exhausted and they want nothing of it. And when we as adults can be softer about it and say, maybe some other time, the children are very categorical. No, I'm not going to do it. Or, yes, I want more of it, more of it, more of it. And then I'm exhausted, I want nothing of it. So isn't that interesting? That just by knowing the day of your birth, you can understand who you are. For example, if you are born on 5th, which is today in my 9-day cycle, is the 5th day. It's very personal. It's not in my birthday. It's also in my birthday, but it's also connected to what's going on for me in the progression of my life. I'm born on 25th. So today, not only I'm born on 25th, I have 5, but I also have 5 in my personal calendar, which we also can discuss later, because it's personal calendar. But we also have common calendar, and in common calendar, we know it's 11, September 11, right? And for a lot of people, it's a day of, oh my God, terrible things happen, other things could happen. In my day 5th, personal day 5th, connected to the Earth Day, September 11th with everybody, I know that I can communicate, because number 5, that number is like in the center, between 1 and 9, right in the center. So I'm in the center of my universe. I am in the center of the people who I connect with. I can communicate with people in a way that creates opportunities, not despair. I can do something for myself today that creates opportunities to connect with other people, to follow through with my projects, which I have abundant on my desk. I create a continuous walk, and I invite you to join me every day. It's a 21-day marathon. I'm not saying I'm running like crazy, but I'm walking pretty fast, because only then I can accomplish my goal of 20,000 steps in a short period of time. If you walk and look around slowly like that, it's very nice to meditate and contemplate, great. But I'm a channel, so I don't really need to do it slowly. I can do it in any speed, but my body needs the speed. When my body is exhausted enough, I gain a lot of energy. The hormones of dopamine and serotonin are kicking in, and then I can use it later throughout the day, because we get those hormones from particular activities and sunlight. So if you're in a room in front of the computer, forget it. So I make sure every morning I get out around 6:30, 7 the latest, and I'm trying to get out at 6:30. Didn't happen yet, but this is my dream. Not a very big dream, but the dream before the dream. To wake up and get out. I do have some exercises in the bed, then some exercises for balance. It takes a little time, but slowly but surely I'm incorporating my wishes, my desires into my life. And that I called is the art of small steps. So some of you are looking at me now and not walking. That's fine. It's your body. It's up to you. But you can walk in one place as you're listening to me. If you're at your desk, you can stand and you can move your feet. And if you're sitting on your butt, you can still move your feet up and down, up and down, up and down. At least start awakening the energy of the lower kingdom that I was talking about earlier today. So if you're born on the 5th, you have absolutely amazing ability to sell anything to anybody because you're a great communicator. You can only sell what you love and trust. That's what multi-level marketing is about. Those who absolutely love the product are able to sell. I, on the other hand, I'm very analytical, so I always analyze every day. I eat something and analyze, and every time I'm looking for something best, just because my number of consciousness, my thinking number is different, it's not 5. So I don't sell ever. I do participate in multi-level as a customer. I buy things that I like, and then when I don't like them anymore, or they don't fit the purpose anymore, I change. I'm never in one place with one thought, just because I'm not 5. But 5, like a dog, you give them a bone, they go. And they're very magical in their communication. They can explain, they can show the usefulness. They can explain how to do things sequentially, so you get, I don't know, results from multi-level, for example, or you get results from your planning, or you get results if you join them. And sometimes they do not deliver all the promises because they're also very fast in their action. And other people might not be as fast, so the results these people get might not be necessarily the results everybody gets. But those are the born leaders. They can lead toward the sequential, useful actions to accomplish the result. And throughout my clients' base, I have those people born on the 5th that are usually leaders in high status, high position, and the company depends on them for finding unuseful, unworking elements and identifying new products, new ideas that could be brought in, and then they could sell it to the company. They can absolutely persuade everybody how it should be. And it's amazing to see how that process is unfolding. So if you're born on the 5th, or 14th, or 23rd of the month, this is your energy. But of course, if you're born on the 5th and it's clear, 5, that has one energy. But if you are, for example, born on 14, there is a combination of 1 and 4, which means you are also a strategist who has magical ability to be satisfied, fulfilled, but very often experience disappointment because people don't follow my strategy. I told them it should be my way or nobody's way, right? And if you're, for example, born on 23rd, you have different energies and you want the relationship because 1 is alone, 2 are together. So you're always looking for relationship. You get into that state in which relationship is everything, and I cannot move forward before this person moves forward, and I can do anything alone. I need that partner of mine. And why is it not the way I want it to be? And why do they not give me the love that I want? And why am I giving them all the love and they give me something different? And all of that comes along. And then 3 is about analysis. And we start analyzing and analyzing and analyzing and analyzing and analyzing. Other person in relationship. it's useful to analyze what kind of opportunities am I giving that person to show up exactly the way I want. I'm not nudging, as the two will do. I want this. You analyze, what am I contributing in that relationship? And what do I want to see? And what kind of opportunity do I have in life to get exactly what I want and find partnerships that satisfy me? And here I go to realization. Because when you realize at work, when you understand your orientation, when you understand why you want to do this thing and not another thing, and what drives you. And by the way, before 33, you can do anything you want because you don't have this calling, is not calling you yet. It only happens after 33. Remember, Jesus shows up at 33 and becomes a teacher. And before then, he was a student, right? So after 33, it kicks in. When it kicks in, it starts pulling you in a different direction. So when you don't know, you get a conflict in consciousness. You go like, I want to do something else. I don't know what to do. There's something for me to do, but I'm not doing it, and it's terrible. And it goes for years. So you're moving in a direction that you used to move, but you miss other opportunities. You miss the package, and you cannot expand your sphere that is there for you, that can absolutely enhance what you're doing already. So, for example, my sphere gives me even deeper analysis. That's what's interesting. When I'm on my mission and I'm realizing my profession, which I am, I've been actually changing my profession. I was a teacher before, and I went to psychology after around 33. I graduated from the college here in America. I wanted to become a psychologist. I felt that coming. But everybody persuaded me it's better, easier, cheaper, faster. And I went to psychology of the leadership in education. So essentially, I'm a director of the school or director of any education organization, be it a school for adults or children. And I did have a school for many years, for 20 years in Chicago. That was under my command in 3 locations. And I also was in vice president position of the Norbekov Institute of America, which fell apart when I left them, because I was a sustaining force, moving them forward to 10 different cities, teachers training at my house and all of that, and many different wonderful results for people. And I was also a hotline, because I have 5. See, I can talk. So you can talk and I can talk, because I'm born on 25th. So when you realize yourself, that energy is being activated and risen up, and the ideas come naturally, and collaborations come naturally, and conversations come naturally. If you're 5, if you're not 5, some other packages come in, of which I'm going to be talking about later on the walks, but also Monday and Tuesday at 2:30 online here. I will do mini consultations, and if you're online and you want it, you'll get it. Complimentary, with the love and the hope and intention to awaken the world so I can live in the circle of inspired, realized, happy people. We'll talk more about it, because you probably have heard about Pareto law. 80% of effort creates 20% result, but there are people who do only 20%, get 80% result. Would you like to be among this 20? And those 20 have also gradations. There are happy, there are visionary, there are wise, and there are manipulators that sell their products to the rest of the 80. Would you like to know more? Talk to you tomorrow. Much love. Be blessed. Be awake. Move around. Open your eyes. See the blue sky. If you are extremely tired, that will help you a lot. When you look at the sky, make sure your eyes are half closed when you look at the sun, but wide open when you look at somebody you love or something you want to accomplish in this life. Goodbye. Please comment. I would love to hear what you think about your life, about walking, about moving forward, and what would you like to know? I don't care what you think about me. You can love me or hate me, but think about yourself I do care about communication, and any communication creates new neural connections, which means new ideas, new opportunities for everybody, and new thoughts. Please try it. Goodbye.